Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up, Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today I am getting ready to do my breakfast meal prep for the week, and what I'm making is a crustless spinach and mushroom quiche. Now I love the quiches, egg bakes, egg casseroles, all of them. I have several on my channel already. I'll try and remember to link the ones that I can find. But I love egg bakes, quiches, whatever you want to call them, because they're packed full of protein. This one is no exception. It's got a ton of protein in it for not a lot of calories, and it'll keep you full for a long time. And so it's a great breakfast meal prep, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let me jump in and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make this. First off, I've got 6 large eggs here, and then I'm gonna be using this entire 1 pound, 8 ounce, or 24 ounce container of a low-fat cottage cheese. Now, a lot of times when I make these, I use the fat-free. I could not find that at the store, so I'm going with low-fat, but you could use whatever percentage of milk fat you want. 2% would be good too. You're just gonna have to adjust up for points, but gonna use this whole container. And then here I've got some Silk almond milk. I'm gonna be using a 1/2 cup of this, and this is just unsweetened vanilla. For cheese in this, I'm gonna be using some of this Lucerne reduced fat mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna be using 2/3 cup of that. And then I'm gonna be using a 1/3 cup of this Lucerne shredded Parmesan cheese. And again, with cheeses, whatever type of cheese you wanna add to this, whatever sounds good to you. I've even done like feta in these before, so it's just kinda up to you what kind of cheese, but these are the 2 that I'm using. And then for the spinach in this, I'm gonna be using one of these Green Giant Simply Steam. So this is 9 ounces of chopped spinach. You could definitely do fresh if you want, but I have this in my freezer, and this is really what I typically use because it's just real easy. You pop this in the microwave, get it cooked up, and it's ready to go. So for other veggies in this, I am using quite a bit of mushrooms. I've got 16 ounces there sliced up, and then kind of buried under the mushrooms, I've got a medium yellow onion that I'm gonna be using. And again, when it comes to veggies, you can use whatever sounds good to you. So for seasoning, I'm gonna be using teaspoon granulated garlic, a teaspoon dry ground mustard, and a 1/4 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. You could add extra salt to this if you want. I don't think it needs it, but that's all kind of personal preference. So that is everything that is in this. Let me get it started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my spinach cooked or steamed in the microwave, so that is ready to go when I'm ready for it. And I'm just gonna follow the instructions on the package. And then in a large pan that I've got on medium heat, I'm gonna add in my mushrooms and onions. And I'm gonna just cook those in there until they are mostly softened. And I am using a nonstick pan, so I didn't have to add any spray or anything to this. If you're not, you might want to use a cooking spray so these don't stick to your pan, but they release so much moisture that it's probably okay anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna let these cook, soften, and then while those are cooking, I'm gonna work on the next step. I'm also gonna get my oven preheating to 350. So I've got my blender here. You could also use a food processor if you want. I'm gonna first start off by adding in my eggs, my container of cottage cheese, 1/2 cup almond milk, teaspoon granulated garlic, teaspoon dry mustard, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of the black pepper. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna blend it all together. I've got this nice and blended together, so now I'm gonna set this aside until I'm ready for it. So back over here, my mushrooms and onions are pretty much softened up, so I'm gonna add in my spinach. And here's my spinach. I went ahead after that was steamed, I put it in this little strainer and I pressed out the excess moisture. So I'm gonna add that in, and I'm gonna just stir that in, and I'm gonna let it all kind of cook together for another few minutes. I let that cook together for about 3 minutes. So now I'm gonna take this off the heat and we'll go ahead and assemble the quiche. Okay, I've got everything over here ready to assemble. And I'm gonna be doing these in pie pans today. You can do them in whatever vessel you wanna put them in. I've done them in 13 by 9. I've done them in crocks, just whatever you wanna use. Today, I thought it'd be fun to do them in pie pans. So I've got 2 pie pans here, and I've got my cooking spray that I forgot to show in my ingredients list, but as always, I will have this down in the description box below in the ingredients list. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna spray your pie pans or whatever pan you're using. And then you're gonna take your veggie mixture, and since I'm doing this in 2 pans, I'm going to try and split this evenly between the 2. Just lay it on the bottom. Next up, I've got my cheeses measured out. So I'm gonna try and split those in 2, and I'm gonna sprinkle those on the tops of my veggies. So there was my mozzarella, and I'm gonna do my parmesan. Now I'm gonna take my cottage cheese and egg mixture, and I'm gonna evenly pour this between the 2. And I've got measurements on the side here that'll help me do that, hopefully pretty evenly. Looks like I'm at 1 1/4 liters total, so I'll just split that. I've got these both filled. They are ready to go in the oven. Again, at 350, uncovered. I've never done them in pie pans before, so I'm not exactly sure how long this is gonna take, but what you're looking for these is just for them to be set in the middle, and you're gonna have some browning. I will be back once these are done. I let these bake for 40 minutes, and they are looking done. Some slight browning on top, around the edges, and more importantly, they are set in the middle. There's no jiggling or moisture still coming up out of there. So these are done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let them set for a few minutes to cool enough to where I can cut into them. And then I will show you what a serving is and give you points. I let this cool for about 10 minutes, went ahead and cut into it to show you what it looks like inside, hopefully. And then also what a serving is. So I've got this factored at 8 servings. So 1/4 of one of these pie pans is gonna be a serving. And that is going to be 3 points on WW, which I think is really good. This stuff is so filling, because I said in the beginning, it's very protein packed. So it's gonna get you through your day, the first part of your day anyway, without being hungry. You could also pair this with something else if you wanted something else with it, but I think this is just enough for us anyway for breakfast or lunch. I actually don't do breakfast, so when I have the breakfast meal prep, sometimes I'll do it for lunch or I'll do it for a snack or something like that. If it's low points like this, I'll do it for a snack. But anyway, that is my crustless spinach mushroom quiche. Delicious, easy, protein packed, also meatless breakfast prep for WW. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.